Hello everyone, welcome to Sharmit. In this session, we are going to talk about one example regarding the CanActivate Route Guard. So prior to this session, we talked about the structure, basic theoretical things, and also the commands that we can use to create CanActivate Route Guard, right? But in this session, we are going to see the practical example. We will create one application where we will make it very sure that authentication will be performed before accessing any particular route. Okay, so by the end of this session you will be able to understand how we can use CanActivate Route Guard in Angular application. But before we proceed further with this session, I would like to recommend you to please go and check out the previously released sessions first, because they all are in proper sequence and sync. So if you follow them sequentially, then it would be much more easier for you to understand the ongoing topic. Because for time being, we are just mainly focusing on how to create CanActivate Route Guard. Okay. And for the sequential content, you can refer the Sharmit digital course book, which is freely available in the description box. From there, you can take a reference and you can learn with more than 3000 plus free resources available in English and Hindi, both languages. Okay. All right. So let's get started. Here you can see we have one heading that is primary heading that shows Angular 19 course by Sharmit. Then we will add here second heading where we will put the title of today's session, that is CanActivate Route Guard example in Angular. Okay, CanActivate Route Guard example in Angular. So this is our main topic which we are going to implement today. Now firstly I'll tell you the requirement. Requirement is that we will create one application. On that application, by default we will load one component, that is about component, or you can say by default the route would be about route. So at that time it should check whether it is user is logged in or not. If user is not logged in, then it should show one alert message that a login failed. But if user is logged in, then in that case it will show you login successful. And also on the screen here, like it should show two buttons which we will use to log in or log out the application. Okay, so that's the simple thing. Now for that we need few things, like you can understand that we need one component at least. So here I have already created one component, that is about component. And in case if you don't know how to create components, so you can simply write here ng-gc and then the name of the component, for example about. So when you hit this command, it will create a component for you. So you can see about component, in my case it is already there. So I kept everything as it is, just change one thing, that is about.component.html file. Here it by default it comes as about works, I make it as about page. That's the only change, and rest all things are the same. Okay, fine. Now the next thing is once we have this component, now what we will do, we will simply go for the app.route.ts file, and there we will define the route. But prior to that there should be some route, right? Because we need a route guard. So what we can do, like firstly we can create the route guard. So to create the route guard, we all know that command we will simply run here. So for that you can simply click on terminal, then new terminal, and then this window will open where you can create the route guard. So here I will write ng, which is for Angular, g generate, g guard, and then we will put the folder name, let's say route guards. Okay, then /, and here I will give it as a name auth implements, and then we will give the name of type, which is CanActivate, and press enter. So once you press enter, it will take few seconds and then it will show that two files are created. One is auth.guard.spec.ts and another one is auth.guard.ts. Okay, so we have two things in a route guard. Spec.ts we are not going to touch because this is something that maybe we will use at the time of testing, but not now. And the main thing is auth.guard.ts. So this is the main file where we will write the entire logic. But prior to that logic, I think now we can configure the route, and then according to the route we will define the other important things in other files. Okay, so to define the routes, we will go to app.route.ts file. Here you can see we have one array, so we can expand this, and here we will set the path. So firstly I will set the default path as per our requirement. So simply put like this, redirect to, and then colon. After that we will write here about then a colon, and here I will write path match full. Perfect. So this line is helping us to set the default route. So what will happen, like whenever we will load this application, by default it calls this, it executes the about route. Okay, second thing what we will do here, we will set the authentication here. That means path, okay, colon, then we will write here about, then we will put here component. In component I will write about component, because this is how we will usually define like where to go when we click on about. Okay, so and also we will write here a CanActivate, and with CanActivate we will mention the route auth guard. Okay, so you just need to write this auth guard here keyword. Okay, and then simply save it. So this is the route file that should look like this exactly, where we set the default route and we set the path. Now the next thing is we will simply go to app.component.ts file. Not about, we will go to app.component.ts file. So here we will define all the other prerequisites things, like we will manage all the stuffs, we will create methods and define the inputs. Okay, so let's go one by one. So firstly I will import a router outlet, and we all know why router outlet is useful, because with the router outlet we will be able to show the output. So here I will write router outlet, and then in app component we will expand it, and we will define one by one the methods. So first method is login method. Here what I'll do, when a user execute this method, at that time we will use local storage and set item. So what this local storage will do, it will simply set this variable is logged in as true. So I'll tell you what is this local storage, but for now you can see we just defined this as a code. Yeah, so this is ready. And also we will show one alert message which will show login successful. Login successful. Fine. So basically what we are doing here, this local storage is nothing but a temporary storage, like whenever we access any website, at that time it stores some information. So this local storage also stores some amount of storage. You can see data is stored unencrypted in the file specified by the local flag. Okay, so in a simple terms you can say that it stores some information. So we are just storing the information that is logged in is true. Okay, else so this is the thing. Now we will define the logout method. So simply write here logout. In case of logout we will just change the settings. Here I will write local storage dot remove list, remove item, and then we will write here is logged in, because we want to just remove the is logged in. Okay, and also we will set the alert here as well, in which I will mention login field. Okay, so these are the two simple methods that we are using here. One is login, another one is logout. Now next what we will do, we will simply go to app.component.html file, where we will define the buttons to call these methods as per the requirement. So for that we will write here button. In button I will write login. Here I will right click, then we will write here login. Okay, likewise we will mention second button. Here I will write logout, then we will say click, and here also we will write logout. Perfect. So this thing is ready. And also make sure to put router outlet, because without this we won't be able to see the output. Now one very important thing is missing. What? route guard file, because we have just specified that you have to look for the route guard, right? Let me tell you where. So here we have mentioned that CanActivate for auth guard, but we have not prepared it yet, right? So let's prepare it. So to prepare it, go to this thing. Auth guard is there, but we have not prepared, right, the logic. So the logic is same as if else condition. Like here we will just set the few things, like what to do, when to do. So for that, what I'm going to do, like firstly just expand it here. Here you can write const, and then you can write is logged in equal local storage dot get item. Okay, then you can put the variable name over here is logged in, then you can put a semicolon. Perfect. And then we will check here if is logged in equal true. I'm sure these basic things you know, like why we are using triple equal. If not, you can refer previous sessions. Okay, and here I will write return true, because this time access is allowed. So allowed access. Okay, so this is the if condition. Likewise, we will define the else condition, where we will simply show one message, alert access blocked. Access blocked. And here maybe you can put the comment, and that is access blocked. And then simply we will mention here return false. Okay, and here I will write return false. Perfect. It should be false, not false. Yeah. So now I think we are good, because what basically we are doing, we are checking for this variable which we are updating through the methods on the basis of button click. So if the value is true, it will return true. That means it will show the route. If it is false, it will show access blocked. Now quickly run this application. So ng serve -- open, enter, wait for a few seconds, and then it will show you the output on the browser screen. So here we can see browser is open, and here we are getting the first message as access blocked. Why? Because by default it is false, right? We have not set the value of is logged in yet. So you click on OK, and when we have this button login, just click on this. So you can see now it is showing login successfully. Okay, and in case of logout, it will show login failed. So basically it is working on those button, and as per the button it is showing the message. And by default, when firstly we load it, so it shows access blocked. That is directly coming from the auth. Okay, so I hope this session is clear to all of you. In the next session we will discuss few more things. So thank you for watching Tech Sharmit.